Welcome back to another Shoop Sports NFL season review and off-season preview. Who we got next on this slate? Chop, chop, chop. The Arizona Cardinals. As we continue to go through all the dumpster fires that the NFL has had to offer this season, now we present to you a team that isn't considered a dumpster fire by any means. I mean, the Cardinals, they're generally considered a cool team. They got a nice logo. They're in a fun city, a hot city, I guess. They had that one good year in 2008 that people remember, and Larry Fitzgerald was on the team. But what else do the Cardinals have? Well, absolutely nothing. In fact, the Cardinals have actually been a franchise since 1898. But they only have 2 championships in 1925 and 1947. And ever since 1947, the Cardinals have only been to the playoffs 11 times. Brady has been to more playoffs in his career than the Cardinals have been to the playoffs in their 80-year history. It's absolutely ridiculous. Well, Cardinals, you got another season on your hands to try to win the big one. What are you going to do? Well, the big deal this offseason for the Cardinals was Kyler Murray. Are they going to extend him? Is he going to hold out? What are they going to do? Well, he is their best player after all. Let's give him a contract. I'm thinking to the tune of 5 years, $230 million. How much guarantees? Well, that Deshaun Watson fellow made a lot of guaranteed money, and he did some not great things, and Kyler's done some better than not great things. So let's throw in $198 million guaranteed, basically almost the entire contract. Well, what could possibly go wrong? It didn't even take 24 hours for something to go wrong, when a clause was discovered in the contract stating that Kyler was required to watch 4 hours of film study every week. Required to watch film study as an NFL starting quarterback. Why would you need to put a clause like that in? That's like making a contract with your dimwit son to not eat glue when he comes home after school. If he didn't eat glue when he came home after school, he wouldn't be a dimwit son. And then you got DeAndre Hopkins getting suspended for the first 6 games of the season. So they go out and trade their first round pick for a different receiver in Hollywood Brown. Well, at least the Cardinals are loaded on offense this year. Plus, they got out to a really good start last year. Did fade down the stretch. So maybe there are some high hopes. Well, the high hopes quickly faded as the Cardinals offense just looked sputtering and awful. I mean, in the first 6 games alone, the Cardinals trailed in every single game at half. Every single game. 0-6 at the halftime spread. Ridiculous. I mean, Kyler Murray, he was out there. He was making plays like this one against the Raiders, which honestly might be one of my favorite plays of the season, but people forgot about already because Cardinals. But when Kyler wasn't doing things like that, he was busy just chucking it into a pool of defenders because Cliff Kingsbury doesn't know how to call plays. Yes, Cliff Kingsbury. So everyone's like, Kyler. It's all Kyler's fault. But let's talk about the now fired head coach. Cliff Kingsbury, 18-13-1 record in the month of September and October in his NFL career. You want to know what his record was in November and December? 10-24. I mean, this guy, it was hard to get more embarrassed in a playoff game than this guy did against the Rams a year back. But yeah, that was his only moment to shine. He got fired, and it didn't take 24 hours for him to book a flight to Thailand and say, fuck y'all, I'm out of here. I don't want to be coaching no bum-ass video game playing quarterbacks no more. Yeah, so the Cardinals had one of the most abysmal seasons, well, since they got the number 1 overall pick to draft Kyler Murray. And I mean, for some franchises, when they're in this position, well, at least they got a high draft pick coming up. Future's up, right? Well, unfortunately, that same star quarterback tore his ACL in week 14, and their star player J.J. Watt on defense is officially retired. So Cardinals got a lot of holes to fill. So that's why we're going to head into the offseason needs. Absolutely. What do the Cardinals need? Well, besides Jesus at this point, I mean, this franchise looks like it's heading in the wrong direction. They're a 4-win team. But how can they solve it? Okay, so they got the number 3 overall pick. Well, you got 2 defensive studs on the board, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. And the Cardinals need both. I mean, but with Watt gone, Jalen Carter seems like the perfect fit. A long-term fit, a run stuffer. I mean, if the Cardinals go into this season without any sort of J.J. Watt replacement, they're going to be one of the worst defenses in the league. So speaking of that defense, so yeah, pass rushers, and they're going to need some safety help. Their corners played very well, but they were still exposed very much on pass defense. So some safeties will definitely help. But let's go to the offense, because why did this offense fail so well? Well, maybe because Kyler Murray was running for his freaking life every play. Nothing normal here. Except Kingsbury not designing plays to build around it. But the Cardinals can definitely use left tackle, a guard, a center, a right guard. You get the point. They need everything on the offensive line. Real bad. But most of all, they're going to need to find a coach that's good and willing to tolerate a situation like this. You're going to not have your star quarterback for probably the first half of the season. And you're probably going to end up trading DeAndre Hopkins because, well, with no Kyler Murray, how is this team going to compete? Might as well get something while you can. So, you know what? Cardinals, here's my solution. Lovie Smith? Yeah, he's on the block. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Tune in next time for the next preview. And if you're Cardinals fans, I'm sorry.